Hello there, AD5X owners. In this video, I'm going to take you step by step on some routine maintenance that you should be performing to keep your 3D printer in tip-top shape. Let's get into it. If you're watching this video, you've probably noticed that Flashforge doesn't give a whole lot of maintenance information. The manual only states that 1. After every 1,000 hours of printing, please perform maintenance on key components. Wipe the X, Y, and Z axis linear shafts clean with a dust-free cloth or paper. And 2. After cleaning the Z axis lead screw, please apply the provided or a suitable lubricant evenly. That's all they tell you. But I've compiled some general maintenance info from Flashforge and other manufacturers to give you some guidance and recommendations. We'll start with weekly, then 30-day, and wrap up with some 90-day maintenance suggestions. Oh, and I've also got a tip for clearing broken filament in the tubes at the end. Before getting started, home the machine and then power it down and unplug the printer. Remember, safety first. We'll start with the weekly maintenance items. First, let's look at the fans. There are 2 fans that should be regularly checked for any dust and debris buildup. The hot end fan and the front cover fan, which Flashforge calls the turbo fan. They should be regularly checked for debris or dust buildup to ensure a smooth operation and long life. Check the fans visually every week to clean any debris or dust that might have built up around the blades. With the printer off, use a can of compressed air or a dust removal turbo fan. While keeping the fan blades in place, use the compressed air to blow air over the blades and clean off any dust or debris. Next, we'll take a look at the nozzle on the hot end assembly. Regular cleaning and maintenance are necessary to prevent printing issues and to prolong nozzle lifespan. If the nozzle surface is dirty or you notice a buildup of filament, I recommend a quick clean. You will need to restore power to the machine to perform this task. Remove the extruder front cover and then remove the hot end silicone sock. Next, heat the nozzle to 200 degrees Celsius. Use a brass bristle brush to wipe the nozzle clean. Brass is a softer metal than the nozzle, so it shouldn't cause any damage. Eye protection is a good idea when performing this task, as the brush may fling hot plastic in many directions. Now we'll move on to the monthly items. Every 30 days, clean and lubricate the X, Y, and Z axis linear rods. For cleaning, use isopropyl alcohol on a lint-free cloth and gently wipe the rods. I recommend 99% isopropyl alcohol and a microfiber cloth for this task. Be sure to move the tool head from side to side and front to back to expose all of the rod surfaces. After cleaning, apply a very thin, uniform coat of oil to lubricate the rods and to prevent rust. I'm using Superlube synthetic lightweight oil in a needle applicator bottle, which makes the job quite easy. I like to use these little makeup sponges to spread the oil evenly, but if you don't mind getting your fingers dirty, you can use your fingers as well. All of the tools, cloths, and chemicals used in this video will have links in the video description. These are affiliate links, but they won't cost you any extra if you choose to purchase them, and it helps to support the channel. Before we move on to the quarterly maintenance, I'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsor for today's video, PCBWay.
Do you have an electronic project that needs a circuit board? Then head on over to PCBWay.com and see just how easy it is to take your idea and make it a reality. The Instant Quote system makes ordering a breeze, and right now they have a promotion where you can get 10 1- to 2-layer boards for as little as $5. If you aren't in need of PCBs, they can also handle all of your CNC machining or 3D printing needs. There is also a community where designers share their creations for everyone to benefit from. Head on over to PCBWay.com today and PCB prototype the easy way.
And now, the quarterly maintenance. Every 3 months, give those Z-axis lead screws a little bit of love. Clean off any dust or plastic debris from the 3 Z-axis lead screws. Using this Moto floss makes the job so much easier. Simply wrap the floss around the lead screws, then pull it back and forth, up and down the screws to clean it thoroughly. Once the rods are nice and clean, grease them up. With the bed homed, apply a thin coat of grease. For this, I'm going to use Lucas Oil White Lithium Grease and a 3D printed applicator nozzle. You don't need a lot of grease. Once the grease has been applied to all 3 rods, Power up the printer and raise then lower the bed to evenly distribute the grease. Finally, clean off any excess near the lead screw nuts. At the 3-month point, I also recommend a bit of XY idler pulley maintenance performed by adding a little bit of lubricating oil between the idler flange and the plastic holder to avoid any squeaking noises. Do not add grease or oil to the belts, as this might generate a belt slip or a layer shift. This is also a good time to take a look at your PTFE tubes going from the IFS to the tool head and the small inlet tubes at the bottom of the IFS. Remember, PTFE tubes are consumables and they can wear out after a bit of time. I've also posted a link to some replacement tubes. Now, if you find that you have some filament in a tube that you need to remove, here is the easiest way that I have found to do that. First, remove the tube from the IFS. You might want to print a tool to help you achieve this task. Next, remove the 4-in-1 feed from the tool head by removing the screw, removing the retaining clip, press down on the PTFE coupling release, and then pull up on the 4-in-1 feed assembly. Then, run a length of filament from the bottom of the 4-in-1 feed assembly until it pushes out the broken filament. Finally, reinstall the 4-in-1 feed assembly. Although it is possible to remove the PTFE tube from the 4-in-1 feed assembly, I have found it incredibly difficult, and even the video on the Flashforge maintenance wiki page shows that this struggle is real. I think it's much safer to go the route that I just described rather than risk breaking the 4-in-1 assembly. All right, folks, that's going to wrap up this maintenance guide for the AD5X. If you found the video useful, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when I publish new videos. As always, I enjoy the time that we get to spend together here on the channel. Let's keep on learning, burning, printing, and growing together. Take care, everyone.